Hello, beautiful members of the Cellar. It is a very beautiful day here at the house. Okay. Um, I'm grateful for you all being here. I'm grateful for you, even, taking the time out to listen to these beautiful messages that come through for you here in the Cellar. um, I want to continue to encourage you to continue to do the work as you are aligned to. Try not to force yourself, because as we know, try not to force yourself to be where you see that you should be, but you can begin to become and know that you are continuously becoming, right? Excuse me, because oftentimes we do say, um, put yourself where you see yourself, and oftentimes that has a lot to do with a number of things, not only emotionally, physically, spiritually, or why did it turn off, or let me turn that back on. That's my song. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I'm not gonna let nothing else interrupt me, but that's my song. Stephanie Mills, I feel good all over, because hey. All right, so energetically, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. We put ourselves where we see ourselves, but it's more along the lines of we are going to do the work. We envision it, and we begin to take steps towards it instead of trying to completely live out something that we haven't even began to experience along the way, what it takes for us to become that, if that makes sense. Because anytime we try to put the wagon before the horse, it can cause issues. So I say that to get into what it is that I want to discuss with you all, that is sponsored by me reorganizing my purse. Yeah, I was waiting for a message to come through, some type of creative spark for the Cellar in the season that we are in. We got so much summer solstice, and then we have a full moon in Capricorn. There's so much going on. We got Venus doing something. Saturn is about to, I think, go retrograde in Aquarius, I think, for a little while. But there's so much that is going on. So I was like, I didn't want to pinpoint any of those things in particular, because I'm not an astrologer, but I did want some type of creative spark that had to do with where we may find ourselves at this time or any time, right? And so I'm talking about today grooves of habit. I've always made it a habit. I like pockets on. Some of you may be the same way, right? I like pockets on my outfits. I like pockets in my purse. So, of course, those pockets begin to be filled with all types of things. You got ink pens, you got the Listerine, real quick one, two. You got, like, there's so much, right? We know that the purse is filled with a number of things, a first aid kit. It's so much stuff, right? And you have all these different videos that you could possibly watch that have to do with reorganizing anything, really, right? You can find videos on just about anything, research just about anything. But instead of looking into, what the girls are saying about reorganizing the purse, I just started reorganizing it. Found some cute little 1-2 bags to put things in, to perspective. Because who wants to be looking for something driving? Because I have that bad driving and feeling around in my purse. Where's my lip gloss? And I know it's in a pocket, but there are a number of things that have the same, for that particular lip gloss. There's a number of things in my purse. The Carmex has somewhat of a top that feels like that. There are a number of things that have a top that feel like that. So I'm steady pulling out, looking like, no, right? And so I made it a habit of knowing, putting it in there and knowing it's in there. But I was organizing in a way that this is going to be in this pocket, that's going to be in that pocket. But after the course of, like, I wasn't going in and, reorganize and make sure, because I was adding to the purse. Oh, I might need this today. And then leaving it in there, right? So while I was reorganizing my purse, I was like, because I'm reorganizing my purse, I'm going to also have to remember what little baggie I put what in when I feel for the baggie. So this will create fire off new neurons that will have me to remember what it is. The more that I go in there, repetition breeds habit. So the more that I go in there, I'll get used to what does it feel like, because the purses all have different textures. I mean, well, the little purses that you put in the big purse, which purse is it that has this in it, and making a mental note each time that I open a purse and pull something out, what else is in there, so I know what all is, even though, because colors, sounds, textures, a lot of things subconsciously, subconscious programming is indicative of, right? Whether we know it or not, right? Because oftentimes they tell you there are certain things that you can do when you are speaking to people. The bobblehead, what do they call it? It's something, a talking head or something. But there are a number of things that you can do to implement certain things, and when it comes to speaking to people, there's sort of like, if you watch all the Tonight shows, they will always have a cup, or they if you watch Johnny Carson back in the day, they had them a little cognac or something, okay? But there was always something that they had that they were, it does something. I forget what they said psychologically that it does when people are viewing you. I don't know if it makes them feel that you are sitting right there with them. I forget what it was, but grooves of habit came from me reorganizing my purse, because I had gotten used to just feeling around, and it's like, that's not there. Chaos comes with disorganization, right? And so the more organized that we are in every aspect, and I've really been working on that. I know some of you may have been here when I was talking about how I was watching those cleaning videos, and she triggered a lot of Operation Nikki. She triggered a lot of stuff in me when it comes to being inspired to cut, because you clean every day, and then if you didn't pay attention to certain things, right? Because there's some organizing that needs to go on in them damn closets that I had to do it, and it's like, that's a day, okay? That's a whole day, right? Reorganizing, because after so long I was putting um mixing shirts and skirts, right? So if I do that, then I have to figure, okay, so where is that? And then you don't feel like looking for it anymore, because it's like, I'm not about to go through all that. I'll find something else. So it's like that. Well, kind of, but whatever. So we want to recognize the habits of the mind by paying attention to our response when we are confronted by opposition or confronted by something that triggers us. Recognize your triggers when it comes to your habits. Whatever you may not even know that you're in a habit of doing something until you know. Maybe someone calls it out to you. Like someone told me back in the Gap, it was a photographer actually, that told me, he was like, you need to find another word when you agree with somebody, because people may think that you are being nonchalant about what it is that they're saying. Because I had it bad. I still do it though, but I had it bad saying right, right. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's an agreement, and allow them to keep talking. But sometimes people will call certain things out. Sometimes you have to really be self-aware, or just make up your mind that, whatever it is that is going on, I want to tap into my higher self and become in my soul and become more of who I am supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be doing. So that can be fear, anxiety, recognize habits of the mind that are triggered by fear, anxiety, social anxiety, just it, and sometimes it's not even social anxiety. Sometimes it can be you may just be off balance, right, with masculine and feminine, which we will get into. You have to ask yourself, you have to recognize if there's any issue that you constantly face, but you keep on responding and reacting to it the same way. Now, that doesn't go along the lines of saying no, maybe, because there are some things that are just going to be a no, and they are forever a no. You can be lenient if you so choose. I guess it depends on how in close proximity the person is to you and what the no is about. But overall, you got to know what it is that you stand on and what it is that, this right here is something that I will need to change because it's hindering me in some type of way. I just feel like there's something missing. Anytime you feel like something is missing in your soul, something is missing about your purpose, about your goals, something is missing. You're going to want to go into meditation and go into prayer, meditation, and allow yourself to be instructed. But we'll get into that as well. The mind, body, and emotion, the mental, the physical, and the emotional connections have a lot to do with these being able to recognize things, right? Because everyone here, picks up things differently. Everyone here is triggered differently in certain instances. I may be triggered in a certain type of way about something that that doesn't trigger you, right? Because we haven't walked the same path. We haven't gone through the same thing. On the other hand, there may be things that we have in common when it comes to, that's going to be a no. We're going to say it like that, right? So notice how and when things happen and why you have a similar response each time. For instance, if someone is constantly yelling at you or what have you, and you are shrinking instead of saying you need to lower your voice about 10 decibels because shit is about to get real. Because if not, think about it. If to you shit ain't about to get real, that may be something indicative of allowing yourself to not have boundaries and not allowing yourself to be heard, not allowing yourself to speak up when someone is really,